Right? Okay. So we're going to get going. For those of you watching the replay, thank you very much for coming. This is going to be kind of the first of a pretty in-depth series that we're going to be doing here at this channel. So welcome home, Lightworker. This is going to be part of a playlist that's going to be kind of like Lightworker training. Okay, so this is the meat and potatoes of everything that I've been talking about, wanting to get into, and why this channel, the website, why I exist, is to help folks become light workers. Okay, like really become, like you're already a light worker, but I'm saying like get really into the fullness of who you are and walking in that fullness. So it's going to be part of that series. There's going to be a lot in that playlist right here on this channel. And eventually we'll talk about the rest of it. But anyway, we're going to start off with the Merkaba. Okay, with the Merkaba. So I'm going to welcome everybody as we're coming in. And probably if you're watching this replay a little bit later, I am going to edit this. It's going to be an edit. There's going to be an edited version that's just going to be the training. So we're going to get into the training first, and then we're going to go ahead and we are going to open it up for questions. All right. So I want to do something. I don't know how many of you have ever seen a Merkaba, right? So I'm going to show this picture first of the Merkaba inside the flower of life. So you're not going to see me. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. So I want us to look at this here. This here in the middle, okay, the darker looks like triangles. That is the Merkaba, and this is at the center of the circle of life. All right. So the Merkaba are two tetrahedrons. So if you were to take the Star of David, you can probably see that here. Like if you were to imagine, here is one triangle that's not third dimensional, and here is another triangle not third dimensional. That's the Star of David. So if you were to take the Star of David and make both of those triangles third dimensional, you would get a tetrahedron. Okay? And then if you put those two tetrahedrons together, you get a multi-dimensional shape, a sacred geometrical shape that is called the Merkaba. All right? That is called the Merkaba. So I should probably title this, What is the Merkaba? But we're going to talk about that. So, and that's at the very center. So the Merkaba represents our light body. Okay, the Merkaba, I have got lots of stuff that I printed off out here. The Merkaba is referred to as our light body. Okay, it originates from three separate words. So I'm going to make this smaller, right? And it originates from three separate words. All right, so one of those words, let me see if I can make an additional banner on the fly. No, I'm going to do it this way. We're going to go into this. So yes, our higher self. So Merkaba comes from Mer, which is, bear with me. Here we go. Light. Plus Ka. Remember we dealt with our Ka chakra the other night when we were doing our guided meditation. I think that was the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction meditation. So those of you watching, if you go to that particular video, you're going to find that. Our Ka chakra, which is really kind of like that God-centered chakra or that God chakra, meaning, so Ka equals spirit. plus ba, ba, which equals body. So that's what Merkaba, right? That's what Merkaba, how we came up, how we've got that word. Mer equals light. Ka equals spirit. Oh, I forgot to put a plus there. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see if I can copy that. No, I don't want to put myself in timeout. That would not be good. Anyway, sorry. Ka equals spirit and ba equals body. Light, spirit, body, or our light body. The one 6 inches over our head, our Ka chakra. We know about the 7. We always deal with the 7, right? The crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root. However, we don't typically deal with the 12 because there's 12. There's some more below and there's more above. The Ka is about 6 inches above our head. Okay, so that's where we get Merkaba from. It's the spirit part of our mind, body, spirit. So when I talk to you about being spirit led, this is kind of a really practical explanation of what being spirit led means. I mean, activate your light body and allow your light body, your Ka, right? Your spirit, who you are, your essence really resides here. And that's how it goes further, right? That's how you get to higher dimensions because your Ka is not contained within your body. Your Ka is outside of your body, yet your spirit resides in and without. It's impossible for a spirit, which is pure energy, to just reside in something that's moving so slow and it's a small body. It's a small thing, right? Can't do that. You can't contain spirit, just like you can't catch the wind. Wasn't that something? That was a song from Pocahontas. Wasn't that Disney movie, You Can't Catch the Wind? Y'all help me with that. Anyway, I'm sure somebody will tell me later. Anyway, so yes, it's the divine in our being, right? It's the divine portion of our being. Now, I want to show you something else. It's so cool. Let me go back to my other screen. We're going to make this one go bye-bye. So your Merkaba is always spinning. It's always in motion. Isn't that cool? It's always in motion. So I found this gift, The Colors of the Wind. That's right. So I found this gift out there. And if you can see that you've got one tetrahedron coming out, right? And if you were to flip it, then you would see that green tetrahedron coming back the other way. Now, in the Bible, what they say is that I believe it was Elijah. Was it Elijah that saw the angel of the Lord, or he saw the wheel in the middle of the wheel? It was not Elijah. It was Isaiah. Y'all help me now. Sometimes I do forget some of that. But that wheel in the middle of the wheel, if you've ever seen it actually drawn out, according to what the Kabbalah, or actually seeing it drawn out by Hebrew scholars, it would look something like this tetrahedron. Actually, it would look like this. I think it's this one. Nope, this one. It would look like as more of a circular thing with something spinning in the middle, but he couldn't know how to describe it, right? So there you have that. So the wheel in the middle of the wheel. Now, our Merkaba is our light body transportation methodology, so to speak. It is the vehicle through which we travel spiritually. We have to have something in our third dimensional mind to kind of comprehend it. And so this sacred geometry was given to us so we could comprehend it, right? so we would comprehend what this is all about. Why do we do this? Okay. So when we're talking about Merkaba activation, okay, I'm talking about that spinny thing that we got going. I think I got another one to show you guys too that I kind of like. Let me put this one. No. Here, let's look at this one. You see how that's spinning? I wonder if I can start it over. You put it up here, and I'm going to make it go away. I don't think I can make it replay. Oh, yeah, I can. Here we go. Forever. Play. All right. Do you see how that's spinning? That's even better representation. You've got one tetrahedron spinning on one axis at the bottom. And then separately, in a counterclockwise motion, one clockwise, one counterclockwise, you have the other spinning, right? This way. And if you see that light body, light being in the middle of that MP4 that I got playing there, that's your light body. Your Merkaba, literally think of it as an energetic generator that's always going and keeping your energy moving. It literally creates your aura. This is how your aura is created. It's literally creating your aura by doing this clockwise and counterclockwise motion at all times. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. It continues and continues and continues to move. We may or may not be aware of it until we become awakened, until we make a choice to actually say, I wish to activate it and really get it going. In someone that is less awakened or hasn't fully woken up yet, maybe has some awareness, that thing's going to spin, but it's not going to spin with as much authority, generate as much power. It's just not going to generate as much of an energy field within and without our light body. So really when I'm saying activate your Merkaba, your light, Ka, divine essence, chakra, if you will, spirit, body. Now, real quick, why would we even want to do this? Well, when we do this, why would you do this? Okay. This helps you on your spiritual ascension process. When you activate your Merkaba, this brings in some of the benefits that to doing it actually bring in astral travel. So astral projection, yes, but I'm talking even beyond that. I'm talking astral travel. So sometimes you guys will hear me talk about how when I get into a specific, like I get into a deep meditative state, and I've talked about being somewhere else. I've talked about being somewhere else, literally. Not in my body, somewhere else. At different points in time, I'm at different shores of different places, all the different things, right? I'm just everywhere. So astral travel. Let me put this down here. Yeah, guys. Yeah, Lisa's been busy while she's been working. So, oops. Benefits. So we've got astral travel. And I'm not talking about just dropping down into somewhere else third dimensionally. I'm talking about going somewhere else interdimensionally. Okay, astral travel, lucid dreams. So some of you have actually done some of this. You've activated it probably in a greater way than you even realized you have already. Hang on one second. It's not the. Here we go. Increased spiritual power and awareness. I'm going to put that in there too. Heightened power of heightened, hey AP, heightened power, powers of manifestation and ascension to higher consciousness. All right, here are the benefits of doing this. Oops, chat. Show. Okay, I'm getting this. These are the benefits of doing this. Now, when I say astral travel, I'm literally talking about being somewhere else. Literally. And I'll have that discussion on Patreon. I'm not having that discussion here. Increased spiritual power and awareness. That should be and awareness. You are much more aware of everything 5D and up. That becomes a reality to you. It's not a maybe, it's not a possibly, it's not a potentially, it is. Okay, you're aware of your spirit guides, you're aware of your ancestors, you're aware of angels, you're aware of the reality of source energy. You're aware of so much. It's a whole new world, right? It's a whole new world. Your heightened powers of manifestation. So when I tell you that, remember, I've been telling y'all, I think a thing, it happens. I have to be very careful what I think. I have to be very careful of what I say. I have to be very careful of how I feel towards somebody. Boom, it happens. Boom, it happens. Boom, it happens. And it happens faster. It's like, it happens faster than I can't third dimensionally figure that out. Ascension to a higher consciousness. This is the place where you really, I'm telling you, honestly, beyond a shadow of a doubt, figure out who you remember who you are. You remember what your purpose is. You remember what you agreed to do. You remember all of this, and you remember how to do it. And while you might not in your third dimensional self be able to verbalize it, there's a language of light. There's a language of light. We were talking about that this morning with the ear ringing. There's a language of light that the third dimensional being can't comprehend because the frequency is far away to, it's beyond what we as a third dimensional being can comprehend and process. So what is Merkaba activation? When you see these things beginning to happen, your Merkaba is becoming activated. When we are like more activated at a higher level, it's really spinning. It's really going. Right? It's really going. Let me move this bad boy down over here to this corner, or at least over here. Okay. I saw a question. I'm trying to take some questions now. We'll open it up for complete questions in a little bit here. Can you be aware of your 3D body when your Merkaba is traveling? Yeah, you can. Sometimes I am. Most times I'm not. Do we have the 6 activation points in 3D or just in 5D? Wow. That's an interesting question, AP. Do we have the 6 activation points? I believe in order to access, you've got one in your Kundalini, which is your root chakra, which is basically 3D. I don't believe, if I'm just thinking, it resides in your 5D, because the 3D dimensional self can only comprehend the spirit to a specific point, after which you've got to go to the 5D, because what starts out with really an unopened Merkaba or an unactivated Merkaba doesn't like kickstart this motion. Like, we have an aura at all times. We're born with an aura, but it really doesn't start going and coming into power until the tetrahedrons really start spinning in the opposite directions. You know, there's specific meditation techniques. I think I've always just done it on my own. And everybody has it. So I believe, to me, you're never, I didn't access it fully until I got to the 5D. It's because it's really fifth dimensional. This is displayed third dimensional, but the reality is the points are outside of your body in your aura. Okay. Hey, 87 Spark. Hello, everybody that's joined, by the way. So it literally happened right at 11 a.m. Wow, that's awesome. Is this what we call deja vu, where we revisit something we've seen before? Not really. Yes and no. Deja vu is really the, let me put this. Deja vu, I'm going to answer this question. I'm going to start getting back. Deja vu is the realization that, you know, our spirit has already been there. We've already seen this. We already know how this plays out, and we're just catching up. And it's our spirit saying, been here, done that, letting you know you're on the right path, or letting you know, get the heck out, right? That's kind of what that is. That's beautiful, Leslie. Okay, let's keep it. That happened. Ceresia, your Merkaba was activated in middle school. That's awesome. Okay. All right, here we go. Hey, hello, Guide of the Light. How you guys doing? How's everybody doing? Hello, Jeanette. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. So what I described what the Merkaba is. Like I said, as you can see here, it really generates and gets your auric energy on fleek. Like, it just goes whoosh. So sometimes when I've worked with some of you guys and we start here with your solar plexus, and I'm like, chakra, and I'm like, let's get this going, and I start the generator going. This is the spiritual external astral plane generator. Okay? How you could get it restarted. If it started when you were younger, let me put it to you this way. I know that my Merkaba was activated at a very young age. However, it kind of lay dormant for a while until I started going through another spiritual awakening. And then I would say it lay dormant for a little while longer until I went through this spiritual awakening. And now I can't stop that son of a gun from going and from moving. Okay? Usually people don't go through this process unless it comes by one of two ways. Usually it's either trauma that forces you to go within and do your shadow work, clear out all the junk, and let the engine start running. You go through a period of soul searching and shadow work at that point. I know this is probably bugging y'all, so let me just turn this butt baby off. You're going to go through you go through this period of soul searching, you go through this period of clearing out stuff, you go through this period of that shadow work, the dark night of the soul, and that typically will result in activation. The second is through meditation and spiritual practice. So you choose to open it up. You choose to activate it. Okay. Definitely the more preferential methodology is to do it through spiritual awakening, okay? But a lot of us go through the spiritual awakening after we go through trauma. I would imagine, I've got 15 to 20 people here from time to time, 15 active in the chat. Thank you everybody for being here, by the way. I would imagine, oh, thank you so much, AP, I appreciate that. But you haven't felt activated. Okay, AP, thank you for sharing that. I would imagine that most all of us have come here with me subsequent to some sort of trauma or multiple traumas in your lives. I wish I could say that we activate our Merkaba, all of us do it just because we want to. I'm hoping some of y'all will activate your Merkaba without having to go through the trauma. So really, what is this Merkaba activation? If I'm going to break it down, it is the kind of, I look at it as the last main gate to getting to the next level. It's the last main thing that sits in the space, the doorway that sits in between you being awake at a kind of like, I'm aware that there's a source, I'm aware that there's God, I'm aware of this. Maybe you've been in church, or you've been in mass, you've been at the mosque, or you've been at the temple, whatever, and you felt God's presence, and you feel right. You have this feeling, this knowing. It feels great. For us charismatics, the organ get going and people get to run in and everything like that, running. That's kind of like the beginning process of your awakening. And so you're aware that there is more, there is greater than you. And you become aware that you are a triune being, spirit, soul, and body, spirit, mind, body, spirit, ego, body, right? So we're aware of that process. And then as we go further along, as we get further into this, then it's like, okay, religion is not doing it. I feel like there's more than this. And we recognize that we really want to get to a higher level, a higher plane, that we want to be in relationship individually with the collective or with source energy. Right? That's the whole point of religion. It's supposed to be, but it keeps us from getting there. That's when we're getting to this Merkaba activation space. When you're ready, Lightworker, to get to the next level, when you're ready, Lightworker, to do the astral, when you're ready to heighten your spiritual and walk in your spiritual gifts, when you're ready to have a heightened manifestation walk, when you're ready to be dual citizens of the fifth dimension and the third dimension, the fifth and higher, at the same time, that's when it becomes necessary, and you have this desire to activate your Merkaba. Are you ever in like meditation, either with me or somebody else or by yourself, and you're just like, man, I want to go there, and you can feel yourself like lifting? Getting ready for takeoff. Those of you that fly, you know that feeling when the jet plane goes so fast, it picks up the speed. And the wind begins to catch underneath the wings, and they pull that nose up, and that sense of I'm getting ready to lift off. If y'all had that feeling, now how many of y'all, tell the truth, how many of y'all have stopped yourself in the middle of meditation just as you're about to go take off? How many of y'all stopped yourselves? That's my favorite part of flying too, Janet. Right? You haven't gotten there yet? Well, we're going to get you there. We're going to get you there. I'll talk a little bit about the how tonight, but I'm not going to go too deep into the how. I want you to understand that everyone has one. I want you to understand you have a Merkaba. I want you to understand that it is meant to be activated. I want you to understand that it is nothing to be scared of. I want you to understand it is your light body, and Merkaba activation is simply the act of getting this engine running. Let me show you this one here. Yep, this one. Getting that engine running. This engine. So that your light body and your aura gets strengthened, and your light body can kind of begin to fill the expanse, if you will, and take off. And take off. Right? It used to be, beloveds, that people felt that only ascended masters could unlock the power of the Merkaba. And I'm going to open it further up, because the activation of the Merkaba gives you access to spiritual power and knowledge and wisdom, ability, love that you had no idea you had access to. For those that were with us on Patreon, and that link is still up there, you can watch it at any time when you join as a patron for as little as $1. This is when the DNA begins to get activated. I go into DNA activation a lot. You will have a greater ability to access source energy, unlock your higher consciousness. It's hard for me to put into words. I can't imagine no longer having my Merkaba activated anymore. I can't imagine. Your Merkaba, I'm going to say this, then I'm going to close and open it up for questions. Your Merkaba here in the center of the circle of life, when this begins to move, when it begins to be activated and spin like this, it weaves this beautiful web. You guys don't need to see me. That spinning motion then creates this circle of life. It creates these circles, energetic fields. It creates a greater, even more powerful, broader Merkaba in and of itself, that then ends up in unending circular energetic fields at 1, 2, 3, 4, at the octagon points. And think of that octagon that it's creating with the circle. If you could see it as a third dimensional thing, you'd be able to see that it comes out across many points, and there's little wheels and unending circles all over it. It creates your aura. It strengthens it. It makes it strong and well-rounded. It literally is a force field. And you are a walking generator and creator of things, of life. You are a conduit for life energy, for universal life energy, for source energy. This is allowing your conduit to be activated. And source energy flows through you and you with it. I hope I'm not going too far out there. All right? All right. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you found this information inspiring and helpful. Please visit the rest of my channel where you're going to find guided meditations, other teachings, and the remainder of this live broadcast where we got into a myriad of questions and also other subjects. And also look on this channel continually for more Merkaba activation videos, Lightworker activation, and Lightworker training videos. Thank you so much for being with me. I love you. Namaste. Bye-bye.